Is this police academy target training? Is it training for a crisis situation? Is it a police wellness check for a mentally distraught man? Bingo! It is a wellness check. That's weird because it doesn't look like a wellness check. It doesn't seem like shooting guns at people would make anybody well.
Here's the deal.
But here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
But here's the deal.
So here's the deal.
And here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Because here's the deal.
Here's the deal. You either give me your ID or you go to jail. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Here's the deal.
In pursuit of a Mazda heading south on 3 Points Road.
Here's the deal.
Here's yet another example where a police wellness check can actually lead to your demise. A South Carolina man who survived being shot 9 times by York County Sheriff's deputies responding to a wellness check call about him being suicidal 2 years ago is suing the York County Sheriff's Department. Trevor Mullinex claims in a recent lawsuit that he was talking with his mother in his pickup truck on his own property when officers approached him, quote, like cowboys from a John Wayne movie. Trevor and his mother, Tammy Beeson, alleged that deputies immediately drew their weapons and used deadly force without trying to de-escalate the situation, and now they're suing York County and the Sheriff's Department for gross negligence, among other claims. You can see from the video, which you can watch in its entirety on my Twitter page, that there was no attempt at all to talk to Mullinex or his mother, and they immediately began to fire at the vehicle while his mother stood at the driver's side trying to talk to her troubled son. The lawsuit claims, quote, sheriff's deputies were grossly negligent, willful, wanton, careless, and reckless in their use of deadly force toward plaintiff Mullinex and plaintiff Beeson, the same causing irreparable and permanent physical, mental, and emotional injury to plaintiffs. Mullinex was charged with pointing and presenting a weapon by the State Law Enforcement Division, also known as SLED, in relation to their investigation of the shooting. That charge is still pending. But attorneys for Mullinex said that while he was, quote, lawfully in possession of a hunting shotgun inside the truck, at no point prior to, during, or after the sheriff's deputies began shooting did plaintiff Mullinex raise, point, or otherwise move with a weapon in such a fashion as would authorize sheriff's deputies to use deadly force. And as you can see in several dash cam and body cam videos, there's no mention of seeing a gun before deputies began opening fire of their weapons on Mullinex's truck. But body camera footage does show deputies after the shooting discussing seeing a shotgun or a rifle. A deputy can even be heard saying that he found a weapon in the truck. But at no point in the video does it appear that the deputies even had a chance to see if Mullinex had a gun in his hands or not. Certainly his mother's actions didn't seem to indicate that he was pointing a gun at the cops. The fact that the deputies opened fire with his mother so close to the truck they were spraying bullets with appears to be a blatant disregard for all life. Except their lives, of course. And remember, this is supposed to be a wellness check, not a visit from the Kevorkian Sheriff's Department. Body camera footage shows deputies with their guns drawn, surrounding the pickup truck and demanding to see Mullinex's hands before firing. The video also shows his mother standing beside the truck, speaking with her son through the driver's side window. Attorneys for the family say officers fired nearly 50 shots as he suffered a mental health crisis, claiming their client was contemplating ending his life. Beeson can be heard screaming and crying as she's put into handcuffs by deputies. Attorneys for the family also accuse deputies of failing to render immediate medical aid to Mullinex. The lawsuit notes that a shocked Beeson, quote, dove backward to avoid the bullets that hit the vehicle. 2 years after the May 7th, 2021 incident, both mother and son are suing for undetermined damages. Justin Bamberg, an attorney for Mullinex, said during a news conference that Mullinex had been hit several times by bullets, including directly in the back of his head. Quote, almost 50 shots fired at somebody who was in need of help, a citizen who was in need of help. Mullinex, who was also present at the news conference, acknowledged that the shooting was triggered by a mental health crisis. His mother said, quote, I can tell you that it's hard to believe in the police when they destroyed everything I believe in that day. It's taken me a very long time to recover from that, and I'm still recovering. According to a recording of the 911 call, a friend of Mullinex had called emergency services with another friend on a three-way call to report Mullinex was having a mental health crisis and was potentially suicidal. They told the dispatcher, quote, we're just trying to get our buddy some help. And they told the dispatcher that they suspected the crisis was in part sparked by Mullinex's belief that there was a burglary warrant out for his arrest due to an incident the previous night. The 911 caller explained to the dispatcher that Mullinex's mother was out with him and that their friend, quote, had locked himself in the truck with a knife. And I say that because I don't want him to hop out and get shot. I don't know if that's his plan, end quote. The friends provided cell phone numbers for Mullinex and his mother so law enforcement could contact them. But the complaint alleges that the 911 dispatcher did not provide the responding deputies with the cell phone numbers that she was given for Mullinex or his mother. The filing said that when deputies arrived on the scene, they found Mullinex's grandfather at the house. Body camera video shows the grandfather directing deputies to where he thought Mullinex could have parked. The 911 dispatcher relayed information to deputies about Mullinex being suicidal and the warrant, but deputies who arrived at the home seemed focused on the outstanding warrant based on comments recorded on body camera videos.
York PD was looking for Trevor Mullinex last night.
And they're saying it's burglary first and malicious injury.
Video shows when they arrived at the scene, officers tell someone at the home,
He's got to go to jail.
but attorneys say those charges were later dropped.
As they approach the truck in the distance, a deputy can be heard in one dash camera video observing aloud that there is, quote, somebody standing right beside the truck and that Mullinex can be seen inside. Body camera video shows deputies arriving, shouting, hands up, before opening fire on the truck with Beeson still standing there, all in less than 10 seconds. Mullinex was then life-flighted to a hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina for his injuries. Dash camera video appears to show that at least 14 minutes went by before aid for Mullinex was provided by emergency services. He was handcuffed and removed from the pickup truck after the shooting. And then deputies handcuffed his mother immediately. She can also be seen on body camera video hysterically crying while begging to see her son. In a news conference, York County Sheriff Kevin Tolson said his agency had not been served with a lawsuit and that he felt forced to address the claims. Quote, I feel forced to address this suit out of what I consider to be the proper venue, and that's the court. I've never held a press conference about litigation that I haven't been served with yet. Tolson said that Mullinex had active arrest warrants through the York Police Department for a violent felony and malicious injury to personal property. Sheriff's deputies claimed that Mullinex pulled and pointed a weapon at them when they arrived following a request for a wellness check for Mullinex. He said all 4 deputies fired their weapons at Mullinex. Quote, 4 deputies approached an individual wanted for a violent felony who was armed with a knife and experiencing mental distress. As those deputies approached, this individual pulled a shotgun. Fearing for their safety, these deputies discharged their weapons at the individual. End quote. So that's Sheriff Tolson's side of the story. Tolson also claimed that Mullinex's mother corroborated the deputies' claims that her son grabbed a weapon when law enforcement arrived on the scene. In response to that claim from the sheriff, attorneys for Mullinex and Beeson said, quote, on the day of the shooting, Tammy Beeson did tell SLED investigators that Trevor grabbed the shotgun, but did so when he saw deputies driving down Highway 324, not as officers pulled right up to the front of his truck. End quote.
But attorneys say Mullinex planned to use the gun on himself and only wanted support, with Mullinex adding he hopes the suit helps others facing emotional challenges.
If it helps even one single person in this world to not have to go through what me and my family have, I'm okay with it.
Leave your thoughts about this in the comments below. How do you feel like York County deputies did in this situation? Should there have been an attempt to de-escalate? Did it look to you like Mullinex actually pulled a weapon on the deputies as they drove up? Does it make sense to open fire on a guy you think has a gun when his mom is standing so close to the truck? Do you think the sheriff's department did the right thing in this situation? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel, grab a hard-hitting conversation-starting design that you can put on any shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I'll see you in the next video.